Apple cider vinegar is incredibly effective when you integrate it properly into your routine, and these specific methods have helped countless individuals reach their weight loss goals successfully. Hey, Wellness Warrior, I am Dr. Nick Zyrowski, and I established my holistic health practice to empower you to take charge of your well being through natural means, because true wellness can only be achieved naturally. Make sure to subscribe, activate the notification bell, hit the like button on this video, and then tell me your thoughts in the comments section down below. Apple cider vinegar has actually been utilized for thousands of years. Paul Bragg, who is one of the most famous advocates and also manufacturers of apple cider vinegar, utilized it to treat all sorts of health conditions. Now, some of his assertions regarding apple cider vinegar might have been slightly overstated, but the one fact we know with absolute certainty through modern scientific research today is that it absolutely assists with weight loss. The primary component within apple cider vinegar that has been demonstrated to be highly advantageous for shedding weight is acetic acid. Apple cider vinegar typically consists of about 5 to 6% acetic acid, and that substance is responsible not only for its pungent scent, but also for its sharp, sour flavor. I also want to point this out quickly, just to establish a baseline. Whenever you consume apple cider vinegar, you always want to ensure that you are choosing an organic version that is raw and contains the mother. Animal research demonstrates to us that apple cider vinegar provides some very fascinating advantages, such as boosting the metabolic rate, lowering insulin levels, reducing blood sugar spikes, minimizing fat accumulation, and even crushing the appetite. That sounds absolutely incredible, but you might be wondering, well, those are animal trials, so what about human beings? Even though we would expect many of the final outcomes to be relatively comparable, seeing human data is still incredibly reassuring. Well, the excellent news is that there are plenty of human clinical trials to reference, and these human studies help us get a much clearer understanding of the absolute best time to consume apple cider vinegar for weight loss, while also showing exactly how much we must drink for it to be effective in the first place. But I have a quick question for you, so let's start a discussion down in the comments below. Do you currently drink apple cider vinegar? I would love to discover roughly how many people watching this video are already integrating it into their daily lives. Now let's dive into the scientific studies. There was a specific clinical trial that monitored 11 individuals, and the researchers fed them a high carbohydrate meal. They wanted to observe exactly what would happen to their blood glucose levels when they consumed that high carbohydrate meal with apple cider vinegar compared to eating the exact same meal without any apple cider vinegar. Surprisingly enough, and this is an incredibly powerful piece of information to understand, the individuals who consumed the high carbohydrate meal alongside the apple cider vinegar experienced a 55% lower blood sugar spike 1 hour after finishing that food. That is truly astonishing. And we recognize that the absolute secret to losing weight is keeping your blood sugar stable and your insulin levels low so that stored fat can actually be burned. Furthermore, there was another fascinating discovery that the study revealed to us, which is that the participants who drank the apple cider vinegar with their high carbohydrate meal naturally ended up eating roughly 200 to 275 fewer calories throughout the day. That perfectly demonstrates the appetite-suppressing quality that apple cider vinegar possesses, and we know that one of the fundamental parts of weight loss that many people overlook is simply reducing overall food intake. So what we are observing here is that apple cider vinegar supports us in two distinct ways. This particular study provides us with one of our major answers, and what I personally do is go the entire day without consuming any carbohydrates, and then I include them exclusively in my final meal of the day in the evening. There are numerous advantages to practicing this, but the one I am explicitly trying to achieve is that it has been scientifically proven to help enhance your sleep quality. And I definitely welcome all the assistance I can get when it comes to maximizing my sleep. You can easily replicate the exact same strategy that I use. You drink a small amount of apple cider vinegar with this evening meal, and it ultimately helps minimize your blood sugar response. Come on, let's be entirely honest with ourselves too. All of us are occasionally going to go out with our close friends or our family, and we are going to indulge in some dessert, right? We will have a little bit of sugar. And the reality is that we still want to keep our blood sugar as low as humanly possible while enjoying ourselves. Therefore, we can drink a small amount of apple cider vinegar right before doing that. or perhaps before a meal that you are sharing with your friends that happens to be higher in carbs. It is the exact same concept. Drink some apple cider vinegar with the meal to help manage your blood sugar levels, and these are the minor lifestyle modifications that I absolutely love because they compound to enhance weight loss over time. Give this video a thumbs up right now if you are loving these benefits of apple cider vinegar. Now, the subsequent piece of this puzzle involves managing a specific hormone that exerts a massive influence on weight loss, and that hormone is insulin. We absolutely must get this hormone regulated. If you are someone who is experiencing a really difficult time shedding pounds, where it feels like despite all your dedication you are simply not losing weight, or maybe the progress is just painfully slow, you very likely are dealing with elevated insulin levels. Now, there is a second clinical study that I want to analyze, and this trial examined individuals who suffer from insulin resistance, as well as individuals diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Before we break it down, I want to emphasize that you might hear this and think, no, I am not a type 2 diabetic, I do not have that issue, and I do not believe that I suffer from insulin resistance. But the reality is that if you carry any excess body fat, there is a very high probability that you have some level of insulin resistance taking place inside your body, which is actively blocking you from losing weight properly. What happens is that when your blood sugar spikes high, your system cannot effectively manage it because your cells are highly insensitive to insulin. This study goes on to demonstrate to us that the researchers discovered that those who drank apple cider vinegar alongside a high carbohydrate meal experienced a 34% improvement in their overall insulin sensitivity. That is a total game changer. Now, there are two critical lessons that we take away from this specific study. The first lesson is that apple cider vinegar is actually entirely dose dependent because the participants who consumed 2 tablespoons per day achieved significantly better results with their weight loss journey than the individuals who were only drinking a single tablespoon per day. But I am genuinely curious to know, so I want you to join the conversation down below. How many tablespoons of apple cider vinegar are you currently drinking every single day? Is it 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, or 4 tablespoons? Let's talk about it. Now, the second lesson that we gathered from this study is one that is incredibly vital, and that is that although apple cider vinegar significantly aids with weight loss, the results are not drastic and they certainly do not happen overnight. This means that you are not going to drink apple cider vinegar today and suddenly wake up with a ripped six-pack of abs next week, despite what many internet marketing gurus would love to make you believe. This is crucial for establishing accurate expectations, because that way, when you drink it for 3 consecutive days and you have not instantly dropped 10 pounds, you do not abandon the habit altogether because you already know that such a rapid change is absolutely impossible. Here is exactly how I utilize apple cider vinegar personally, and also how I implement it with the clients I work with. If you are an individual who is simply looking to drop a few stubborn pounds and successfully keep that weight off long term, then consume 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar with your highest carbohydrate meal of the day. On the other hand, if you are someone who is dealing with severe insulin resistance, or if you are a type 2 diabetic, I would advise you to drink 1 tablespoon first thing in the morning, 1 tablespoon in the afternoon, and then 2 tablespoons in the evening. What this specific protocol does is it allows you to consistently focus on keeping both your blood sugar and your insulin levels suppressed all day long while continuously enhancing your insulin sensitivity from morning until night. Then, in the evening, you introduce that extra little bit of a higher dose in order to assist your body with managing that specific meal that might have a higher amount of carbohydrates associated with it. Now, if you are someone who says, man, I absolutely love the sound of all those benefits, it all makes perfect sense, doctor, Zyrowski, but the flavor is just something I cannot tolerate, then what you are going to want to do is watch this next video right here where I explain exactly how you can utilize apple cider vinegar supplements instead and how to select the high quality options that actually deliver real results. One of the primary active ingredients in apple cider vinegar is the acetic acid that provides you with all these metabolic benefits, while the other crucial element is the mother, which is made up of those cloudy brown particles floating inside the apple cider vinegar liquid.